Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hopefully you can hear me over the sound of this boiling water. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in these noodles real quick. So I have some fire noodles that we are going to eat. So these are the Samyang hot chicken flavored ramen. These are so good. I ate them in another video that never made it to the internet because I was an idiot and I had sauce in my hair the whole time, so I was upset about it. So I never posted the video because the sauce was literally in my hair for the whole video. If it would have gotten in my hair in the last 5 minutes of the video, I probably wouldn't have cared, but it was literally in the whole thing. So I'm just gonna, because I don't really feel like having to drain this, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of water at a time and hopefully that works. Anyways, while we're waiting on that to cook, I also have 2 Chick-fil-A sandwiches because I was so hungry, so I bought 2. I've been out shopping and whatnot. I went to the gym first, and then I went and got the last minute last things I needed for Christmas gifts. So I already took a bite when I got home. So like I said, I was so hungry. So good. I'm gonna let it kind of steam for a minute. So anyways, yeah, so we're just gonna eat some Chick-fil-A, chill. I've been running around all day, so then I went and got the rest of the stuff I needed for Christmas gifts and whatnot. And by the time I was done with that, it is now 4:30, and I had to get ready too, so I showered and then did my makeup real quick. So yeah, I'm so excited to eat. I'm starving. I still have so much to do on my to-do list. Today for my to-do list, I had 12 different things to do. And so far I've completed 2 completely, and then 3 of them I'm in the process. One of them was clean the house. I'm already done. I just have to mop now. And then the other thing was film a mukbang, which I'm in the middle of doing, so. When this video is posted, it will be Christmas. I decided, what better way to celebrate the holidays? Talk about good old murder that happens on the holidays. Okay, so these noodles are pretty much ready, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat down just to where it keeps it warm. And then we're gonna add in the fire sauce. Add that in. And then also the seasoning. This is so good. I was surprised at how much I liked it when I tried it last time. So yeah, I'm so excited. It is spicy for sure, but it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. There we go. It doesn't look like a lot, but it is a whole pack. And I have 2 sandwiches, so that's why I'm, not really. So I'm gonna let that kind of sit for a minute. So this all happened in Grapevine, Texas, which is Dallas, Texas type area, on December 25th, 2011. So it all started, I guess with the 911 call. I guess that's where we'll start. First off, let's take a bite. Hopefully the noodles are cooked to my liking. We'll see in a minute. Oh, so good. It all starts with a 911 call. And they're trying to make out what's happening, and he's help, kind of heavy breathing. Because even at one point the 911 operator goes, "We got a heavy breather." I didn't listen to the 911 call, but I read the transcript of the 911 call. So that's where I got that part from. But she's like, we got a heavy breather. And I don't know, I just thought that was kind of funny. But it all starts when they get a 911 call. He's like, I need help. Like, okay, like, are you hurt? Like, what's going on? And they go, like, there's been a shooting. Like, I shot people. I'm like, okay, so you shot people. Okay, you know, like, they're trying to, like, because that's the thing. Like, it's very weird. Sometimes, like, 911 operators are trained to, like, even if it is a criminal calling in, they're kind of trained to, like, treat the criminal like a normal person. Because your main priority is trying to get to wherever they are. I've already been filming for 10 minutes. I feel like I haven't even gotten nowhere with the story. Anyways, so they like finally figure out where they're at. It's 11:30 in the morning on Christmas Day. They show up to this apartment complex and find a very, very disturbing scene. So 6 people total, I think, were killed. I'm gonna go ahead and read off their names right now because they're all of like, Iranian. Okay, so they're all Iranian. So there was, Fatima Ramadi, who was 55, and she is the wife. The husband was Aziz Yazdapana. I don't know how to say that correctly, but he was 56. Their 14-year-old son Ali, their 19-year-old daughter Nana, and then also his wife's sister Zora Ramati, 58, and then her husband Muhammad, and then also their daughter, the husband was 59, and then their daughter, I want to say Sarah at 22. So they walk into the apartment and they find out that all of them have been shot, at least once in the head. Some of them were shot multiple times, like the brother-in-law. Muhammad was shot once or twice in the head and then a few times in the chest. Now they found a gun in Aziz's hand, and he had a self-inflicted gunshot wound. All the presents were unwrapped. The tree was still intact. And then the brother-in-law, Muhammad, also had a gun in his hand too. So they're like trying to figure out what happened here, what's going on. So, come to find out that this apartment that they got called to was Fatima's apartment. And that Aziz was actually her estranged ex-husband. They started kind of interviewing people, and by now it's like spreading like wildfire around the whole town, like what's going on. That like a whole family was basically murdered. And also, too, another thing that they noticed was Aziz, when they came in, he was dressed as Santa Claus. So, they do some forensic work and digging. They find out that their home that they had together, that Fatima and her kids were no longer living in, Aziz was still living in there, but without no running water and electricity, because it had actually been a foreclosed home. It's actually like a really beautiful home. I believe like a $500,000 home, I want to say. And so a lot of people that were friends with the family were very shocked that this happened, because they said that Aziz was very like nice and like, yeah, like him and his wife and his family have their issues, but they never thought that he would go as far as like murdering like his whole family. Now you may ask, like, why do the brother-in-law, the sister-in-law and whatnot, like why not, if he really was like planning on to like kill his family, like why would he do it and kill other people too? So they think that, according to reports, that apparently one of the big reasons as to why him and her had divorced was because apparently it came out that when him and the brother-in-law would go on these trips together, I believe they were business trips, that they would hire prostitutes and cheat on their wives. But when Muhammad came out and said that, he excluded that he was also cheating on his wife. So I don't know if his wife ever found out that he was like cheating on her or not, but it basically ruined the marriage with Fatima and Aziz. And their marriage was already going downhill. Aziz had been on and off unemployed for pretty much a whole decade. he was like a realtor and whatnot, but he wasn't as steady with his working as he should have been. So a lot of the work Fatima did, and she was, I believe she either worked or she owned her own beauty salon. And everyone said that she was really nice and very like just kept to herself. Didn't really like speak a lot about her personal problems, but like she would ask for help if she needed help. The wife was mainly the breadwinner in this. She was the one who was paying for most of the bills while he was just kind of like living life, I guess you could say. And so the more I read about Arkell, so apparently he was actually, all the neighbors and whatnot said that he was a great father. But of course, you know, neighbors and whatnot, they don't see everything that goes on. So according to some of the friends of especially the daughter, who was just about to go off and like start college, she was super excited because I guess her dad did have like kind of like that old school type way where he was like, you know, like you need to like not focus on boys, you need to, and if you are gonna have a boyfriend, like he needs to be in the same race and religion as us, like, so it was very old school like that, controlled what she wore. She would take away her phone, and she was just like, Dad like is so controlling, like I just can't wait to move out and like start my life and really like, you know, live, which was really sad because like I said, I believe she was 19 when she passed away, so she was really literally just about to like start her life. And according to friends too, like her mom and her brother would help her out too, because they like knew like, okay, like it's just dad being dad. So what they would do is like if he took away her phone, like the brother would let her use his phone, or the mom would like give her phone back like later on that day. Yeah, they all like had each other's backs. I was reading too, I think he even had like a charge in the 90s or something. In the 90s he actually did get charged or like audited, I believe by the IRS, and for tax fraud. And he ended up having to owe them like $30,000, and I think that was just like the whole part that really like sent him downhill into the spiral that he ended up going into. And they would have issues ever since then. And then I believe in 2004 they had to file bankruptcy, and they both filed bankruptcy, like both of the parents did together, I guess, to like try and help like consolidate the debt. Now people are trying to figure out what happened that day. So from reports it seems as though he was not invited, and I don't know if maybe he was invited before, or maybe he just never was and just assumed he was, because neighbors actually like reported like, oh, like neighbors or I think like friends or something reported that he was like, oh yeah, like I'm excited, like for Christmas, like I'm spending it with my family, like I get to see my family and whatever. And they were like, okay, yeah, like that's cool, you know, whatever. The sister-in-law's daughter, she was actually texting her boyfriend that morning, Christmas morning, and she goes, great, like my uncle just showed up, like he's invited or something, or like he's welcome, and to top it all off, he's dressed as Santa Claus. And so the boyfriend's like, oh dang, like that sucks, you know. And then this is happening, I believe she sent that text to her boyfriend at 11 a.m. okay, and then she's like, oh my god, like he's trying to act like everything's okay and like try to act like father of the year. So she's just like going off about him, right, as she should. I think the last text she sent to her boyfriend was like at 11:15. She was like still complaining about him, like, oh, like he's not even welcome here. And then at 11:34 is when the 911 call comes through from Aziz himself saying, help. After doing tests, they realized that, because the way that it was set up, Aziz was trying to make it seem as though that him and Muhammad had both like killed the whole family. He tried to make it, at least at first, like seem like it was like self-defense or something, because the way that he planted the gun in Muhammad's hand made it seem like that. But after tests, they realized that Muhammad had never shot one of the guns, either of them at all, that all the gunpowder and evidence that show that both guns were shot by Aziz himself. And a lot of people don't know if like his like plan was to kill himself too. A lot of people think that he wasn't going to kill himself first, but then realized like after like, you know, after killing everyone, like realized, oh my god, like what did I just do? Like, and then killed himself. So that's what a lot of people assume. But a lot of people think that it was like premeditated, and that they don't know how long he had been planning on doing it, but that he probably had been planning on doing it for a while. A lot of people were surprised though that he did like kill his kids, because apparently he did really love his kids, but obviously he's a piece of crap because he did that. One last big bite. Now, besides like financial motives and whatnot too, another motive that they kind of figured out after digging into it was that apparently Aziz did have some like anger towards Muhammad and the sister-in-law. Because I guess too, like the sister would tell her the sister-in-law, like, hey, like he did this, he did that. So they would like tell her advice, and obviously it was most likely good sound advice that she needed to hear. But Aziz would be like, they're making me look evil. You listen to her while she feeds you all these lies into your head, because he really just wanted to manipulate her into staying with him. And then she finally moved out, which she didn't think that she would do, and she moved to an apartment a few miles away from their house, and she let it foreclose. And then also too, the sister and the brother-in-law did help Fatima like kind of like get back up on her feet. Like, she wasn't rich, like she was like bringing in the money, paying for most of it, but she wasn't, you know, like very rich. So they would help her out, and they just like helped her move into her apartment, get settled in, get the very basic furniture, and she was living a very happy life. And I think that just really made him mad that he realized that her and their kids did not need him, and then he just had all that resentment and anger towards everyone. So he decided to do that on Christmas Day. And that is the Santa Claus, one of the Santa Claus killers. There's actually quite a few like famous murders that have happened on Christmas. But this one just kind of stood out to me the most, and it was really sad like reading, apparently like all the kids were very popular, so there were like several vigils, like candlelit vigils for the kids and for the family just in general. It seemed like that family was very loved in the community, and I think the community like took a really hard hit to it when they passed away. So yeah, I'm gonna finish the rest of the sandwich, and my mouth is kind of on fire now, so I'm just gonna go chill. But Merry Christmas to everyone. I hope you all have a great holiday season, whatever you celebrate, whatnot. Stay safe, don't go to parties, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.